Welcome back to the channel. Today on the docket we got GM files for a new patent for a new design version of now what it's called the DFM system. This is the dynamic fuel management GM has, which is basically cylinder deactivation. It was AFM, active fuel management, which took it down to 4 cylinders from a V8. But then in 2019 they upgraded to DFM, which they can shut down any number of cylinders. A lot of times the engine is only running on 2 cylinders, which is just bananas. So this new system that they have seems even more intricate, more parts, more moving pieces, and unfortunately probably won't be any better, and is still probably going to run into the same problems that GM owners are already having with their V8 engines on these systems, AFM and DFM. So let's get into it. So this is coming from GM Authority. This is talking about how GM filed a patent for a new fuel management system. And the patent is intended for use in engines with rocker arms and push rods, such as overhead valve assemblies. And this relies on hydraulic pressure to disengage valve actuation on certain cylinders. Now there's rumors that it will be on GM's next Gen 6 engine block, which is definitely disappointing, and hopefully that's not the case, because there will just be too much R&D to have to go into that. But hopefully that's not the case, because then that really gives us no hope for the new models of Gen 6 versions of their V8. And this gets pretty crazy. So the patents is saying that there's an oil control valve that's mounted to the rocker shaft and coupled to the internal bore. Multiple rocker arms are mounted to the rocker shaft, with each rocker arm connecting to a push rod on one end of the valve stem. A subset of these rocker arms includes a spring-locked unit attached at the end of the push rod or at the end of the rocker arm. And when the cylinder deactivation is needed, pressurized hydraulic fluid is routed through the rocker shaft and into an insert sleeve mounted within the internal bore. And then that sleeve includes a feed port that directs the fluid to the oil control valve. And when the high pressure hydraulic fluid reaches the spring lock unit, it disengages the rocker arm from the push rod. And this prevents activation from the push rod to the rocker arm, effectively stopping intake and exhaust, and as a result killing the cylinder. And I just want to jump in, take a quick break. Thank you for tuning into Cigars and Coffee, my new channel, and don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna set a goal to hit our first 100 subscribers, and we're gonna try to grow this, so like the video and I appreciate it. Now jumping back into the issue at hand, which is the new DFM system, some sort of cylinder deactivation. It's really a shame that we have to even be here, because the main reason is for fuel economy standards and government regulations, and that is why these auto companies have to do these stupid ideas that for some reason, you know, the engineer eggheads seem to think they got it down, but then in practice they just fail. I mean, I can't tell you how many stories there are of lifters and just complete valve trains, rods messing up from these deactivation systems. I mean, you know, if you have a V8, it's supposed to be a V8, not a V4 sometimes, or not a freaking 2-cylinder sometimes. I mean, that's just wild. And it's it sucks for the consumer too, because you're buying if you're putting up for the V8 model. I mean, they already sell 4-cylinder models of trucks now, which is just ridiculous in itself. Once again, thanks to that CAFE regulation. And now you're putting it for the V8 model, and you're still only getting 2 to 4 cylinders, which is just BS. And it's probably just going to end up in more problems with the valve train, unfortunately. And the fact that they're doing this just goes to show that that's the direction they want to go, and we're kind of stuck in this loop. No more of the days of the super strong, small block V8s from GM. But I want to know what you guys have to say. Definitely comment on this video, make sure to share it, whatever you got to do, and tell me your story of what you've experienced with any sort of GM V8 with cylinder deactivation. Personally, I do have it, and luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had any problems. But I also, try to keep up on maintenance and, whatever, maybe luck of the draw. But I know a lot of people that have had major problems with this system. So I want to know what you think. Is it a big deal? Do you care that much about the gas mileage? Would you rather just have a full V8 all the time? Because that's what you paid for. So if you're paying for the V8, maybe you're not too concerned about gas mileage. Because I think most people, especially truck owners, would rather buy their truck, spend the money for it, but then have it last forever. Like trucks used to do, and not have their engine crap out and transmission to crap out. That's a whole other video. But I want to know, because I want to kind of get an idea of what's been happening out there. So definitely leave a comment on this video. Just wanted to do a quick little update, and stay tuned for the next one, because we got more GM news coming. And we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.